Fallon, and you're very welcome to a behind-the-scenes look at WLRFM's A Night for Billy here at the Theatre Royal in Waterford. Billy would have been really impressed. Over 120 people were involved in bringing together this concert to honour a much-loved and greatly missed broadcaster, colleague and friend. So right now we're going to go backstage, so come on, we're going to take a look and see what is happening backstage on what promises to be a very special night.
In fact, you know what it is? It might be better to stand it back. No, I'm not. I have to go to Parsdale, I'm afraid.
Everybody, just for 5 minutes, Des is here and would like to say a few words. Doesn't matter where we stand. It's like quite a spot. Hello, Laura. Now, guys, units. Welcome everybody to the Theatre Royal. Your exits are on the right and left. This evening, we know we'll have a chat with everybody afterwards, but Billy's partner Des O'Keefe is with us. He's in the building tonight, and he just wants to have a quick few words with everybody. We're all here for him anyway, and you know, all our love goes out there, but he'd just like to have a few words with everybody.
Sorry, but I had to write it down. I really could do this stuff off this cuff, but I couldn't. So I just want to say, I'd like to thank you all for the time and effort that you're putting into the show tonight. And after seeing the rehearsals, they've just been incredible. You know, we had Mondays, and I was here last night, and it was really just so brilliant. And I know he'd be thrilled, really delighted with the whole thing. One thing he wanted everyone to leave the theatre was singing. So I think after tonight, everyone will leave singing. Okay, so just want to thank you all again.
He's going to have the last word, so Richie's going to just take the mic and ask everybody to just be quiet for a little minute and say those very words. The last word goes to Billy, and it'll be the sign off. You're tuned to Daesh AM, Fridays Daesh AM, and then the do 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 do. Everybody splits and moves off. Big cheer for Michelle and Wayne. It's going to be absolutely super. Everybody's so psyched up and excited for it, and everybody's doing it for Billy. Everybody's been in the show, was a personal friend, was on stage with them, had a connection with them. It's a fabulous cast, and you know, some of Waterford's finest professional and amateur performers come together as one big team. And you know, he loved his city with music, and he was so proud of the members of the arts community down here that all pulled together, especially at a time like this, and we get the show on the road, and we like to do things 100%, and we're doing it in his honour tonight, and we're here for his partner Des, of course, for great support for Des.
He's in the front row, and he'll be sitting beside Des as well, but he'll be with us all. I think all of us will be on that stage tonight. We all owe Billy so much. I know that nothing that I did in my career wasn't advanced by having, you know, Billy being present at opening nights and all the rest of it. And this is just one small way of being able to pay him back for that. He loved all of this. The only regret, I'm sure everybody is saying this, is that he's not part of it. But I do genuinely think nobody goes away too far. I think he'll be around, and I think he'll have a ball.
People love Billy so much, really, and he was held in such regard, and there was no bother. We just had so many people wanted to be part of it, and everybody in the station has been fantastic, and they're all helping out, and it's a lovely night. And I was down at rehearsals last night, and the show was really fantastic. I think something really, really special, and even the mood last night was just wonderful, and I think people will enjoy it. But it's an emotional night because Billy was, you know, part and parcel of our lives in the workplace for 30 years more. I know Billy since he was 15 or 16, and he, you know, I suppose, you know, went so suddenly that that it was just such a huge loss. You know, somebody that we've been working with for so long, and somebody that's part and parcel of our lives, and we all miss him up on the radio station. And there's a huge turnout from both stations tonight, and from so many people that whose lives he touched over the years. I just see tons of people that used to come in and out of the radio station in as far back as, you know, back in the 80s that are here tonight. So it's lovely, and we probably could have sold the night, I'd say 10 times over. And it's nice that we're doing it for one of his favourite charities as well, which is the Holy Ghost Trust.
Commander D. Vermont August Fáilte Rovers Jock. Good morning, everybody. Welcome along into the programme. Please talk to me on 051 846 123.
A long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew that if I had my chance, that I could make those people dance, and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I delivered. Bad news on the doorstep, I couldn't take one more step. And I can't remember if I cried when I read about that widowed bride. Something touched me deep inside the day the music died. So bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. Did you write the book of love, and do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so, now do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. Man, I think those rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage pumpkin buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck, but I knew I was out of luck the day the music died. Come on, folks, sing with me. They started singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. The good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this'll be the day that I die. This'll be the day that I die. After 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone, but that's not how it used to be. And when the jester sang for the king and queen in a coach he borrowed from James Dean, and a voice that came from you and me. Oh, and while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned, no verdict was returned. And while Lenin read a book on Mars, the quartet practiced in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark. The day the music died. Everybody, let's go singing bye bye Miss American Pie. Come on. Yeah, them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, hey, this'll be the day that I die.
A very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the beautiful and historic Theatre Royal. We're delighted to have you here this evening. My name is Oliver Carroll. This is my co-presenter, my co-host, and my good friend, Mary O'Neill, who looks stunning tonight. Already, the heat is off me because all eyes are now on Mary. My master plan has worked.
Thanks for that.
Tonight is a celebration, and a truly beautiful celebration, of the life of our friend and colleague, Billy McCarthy. What can you say? He was a one-off in every sense of the word. Loss, it's always a really difficult one. I liken it to maybe a jigsaw piece of your heart that falls out, and regardless how you look for it, you can't find it, and you fashion something else and it just doesn't fit the same. If you're lucky over time, you learn to live with it. If you're really lucky, and like Billy, you believe in a hereafter and something much better than all of this, it's a great comfort. I think particularly of Billy's family tonight. He doted on his nieces and nephews. His immediate family, Ronan and Declan, his sister Celine, his beloved mum Kay. Kay, God bless you, darling. We spoke many a time about you and all of it with love. Speaking of love, the person that he chose to be his life partner in life, Des O'Keefe, is here tonight as well. And Des, I want to thank you for your participation tonight too, as you've given us some great insights. The family also wanted me to extend enormous gratitude, not just for your presence here tonight, but for over the last couple of difficult months, and they have been exactly that, but the outpouring of love and communication and just sheer adoration for the man who was Billy McCarthy and is Billy McCarthy. I know he's among us tonight. I can feel his spirit among us. It moves among us. There is no two ways about that. Love is eternal. I firmly do believe that. Love is eternal. Billy had a big heart, and one of his big loves in terms of charity was a place called the Holy Ghost Residential Home, where his Aunt Tess spent some time. He was a regular visitor. He would entertain, and it turned out not just Aunt Tess, but basically the entire residential home itself, given his huge personality and all that went with it. The famous sing-songs they had, and his visits were much anticipated and appreciated. So I think it's fitting tonight that you're buying your seat, you're buying your programs, you're buying your tickets at the interval for the raffle. All monies raised tonight will go to that home. So isn't that a beautiful thing? Billy had a few mottos which he lived life by, and one of them in particular Des reminded me of tonight, and that was that when you visit the theatre, you should become so immersed and enjoyed in it that you should leave the theatre singing. And I think, Mary, there's every possibility that's going to happen tonight.
I think it's guaranteed, Ollie, that everyone will leave the theatre singing tonight. The night, of course, was opened, and I have already heard the audience singing, by Richie Hayes and dancers doing a fantastic rendition of American Pie by Don McLean. And as I'm sure many of you know, American Pie was one of Billy's favourite party pieces. In fact, he sang it as recently as last October, only a few weeks before he died at the Jubilee celebrations of his good friend, sister Kathleen Glennon. Billy, of course, as many of you know, really loved Italy as well, and he lived in Rome for a time. He also had a second home in Nardelli, where he often went with Des, absolutely loved it. But he always had loads of tips about Italy, where to go, where not to get ripped off. He used to tell us how to pronounce our Italian quite a lot because we always got it wrong in work anyway, I know that. Next up you will hear the fabulous voice of Vanessa Whelan, who'll be on stage singing one of Billy's favourite arias, and that's O mia Babino Caro. Following that we'll have Madrigallery under the conduction of Kevin O'Carroll, who's conducting the first half of tonight, and with soloist Michael Griffin. They'll sing One Last Song and Doulaman. And of course, for 20 years, Billy emceed the Lions Club annual Christmas Carol concert with Kevin, and he really enjoyed that.
Oh, And the Indian Ocean and now the Faircurie, ya walk of the yellow can a riffle on Gucci Bay.
Tulamon, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala, Tulamon, Farragut, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala.
Rocky Macon Lula, and Dulamon Gala, Cano Broga there, and Dulamon Gala.
Tulamon, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala, Tulamon, Farragut, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala.
Broga Braha Blue, and Dulamon Gala, Barreda is true share on Dulamon Gala.
Tulamon, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala, Tulamon, Farragut, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala. Tulamona, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala, Tulamona, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala. Tulamon, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala, Tulamon, Farragut, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala. Tulamona, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala, Tulamona, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala.
The Indian Ocean and now the Faircurie, I walk of the yellow can a riffle on Gucci Bay.
Tulamon, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala, Tulamon, Farragut, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala.
A count we are out on Dulamon Gala, a dog loose wheel out on Dulamon Gala.
Tulamon, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala, Tulamon, Farragut, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala. Tulamona, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala, Tulamona, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala. Tulamon, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala, Tulamon, Farragut, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala.
Tulamona, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala. Tulamona, Brinabri, Tulamona, Brinabri, Gala.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a great honour for me to introduce our next item for your entertainment here this evening. Just a little history behind it first. In 2006, our city witnessed one of its greatest spectacles ever in the Tall Ships Festival. It was a very good time for the people of Waterford, and we were again privileged to have them return in 2011. After the festival was over, I was approached by members of the Festival Committee and the City Council to look into the idea of forming a symphony orchestra for Waterford to play at future festivals and events. Billy himself was a great lover of classical music and musical theatre. His Sunday night show, Showtime on WRR, will live long in the memory of a lot of us for the entertainment it brought. So it was only right that we should have an orchestra of our own in this, our city of music. I began the search with some other well-known musical people to find the finest musicians of the region to come together as the Waterford Symphony Orchestra. To be honest, it wasn't hard to find musicians. But tonight, they're backstage and they're very nervous. So please put your hands together for our very own Waterford Symphony Orchestra.
The Bilberry Goats, ladies and gentlemen, for one night only. And I stress, one night only. You know, Billy loved variety performance, and he would have laughed and laughed and laughed at that. And he had such a laugh as well. You could hear it ringing right across the aisles here. There was no mistaking him. Whether you were backstage, upstairs, green room, if Billy was there, you knew he was there. We're so lucky tonight to have so many of Billy's friends and good friends here as well. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about Carrie Crowley. Carrie's made special time in her diary to come down and be a part of tonight. He often referred to her as his best girlfriend. There was another great love in Billy's life, and that was Eurovision. All right? 1997. Carrie had been working with us in WLR prior to that. She left, she went to the Big Smoke, began to work for RTE. In 1997, she got to be commentary on the Eurovision as it was, from the point as it was then. Huge night. Billy couldn't believe his luck. Eurovision was in Dublin. Carrie was presenting. He had a ticket to go. And he was going. And he was gone. So that was a beautiful time for him, and he got an awful lot of ribbon about it from the lads in the station. But I have to say one thing about him, and one thing I always admired about him was the fact that he could take it and he could give it. He certainly could, and not everybody could do that, let me tell you. Carrie's going to sing a song for us called Where Have You Been? Now, I hadn't come across this song before, and for a guy who likes his music, I was kind of surprised I hadn't come across it. It won a Grammy in 1990. It was initially sung by Kathy Mattea, huge country star in the States. Written by a guy called John Vesner, who she was going out with at the time. He couldn't get anybody else to record the song. Nobody wanted to touch it. I have to say, when I listened to it initially, I blubbered like a baby. It's a powerful, powerful tune, and there are two reasons for it tonight, but I'll just explain a little bit of the story behind it. It details the true story of John Vesner's grandparents, who were 60 years together in marriage. The song title, Where Have You Been, is used about 3 times in the thing. First, when they meet, it's like first love, new love. Where have you been all my life? The second bit is an established part when they're married, they're living together, he's working as a salesman, they never spend a night apart, he's late one night, and she's terrified something has happened to him. But he comes through the door and everything is okay. The line she uses is, where have you been? The latter part of the song, they are now quite elderly. They're both in hospital, same hospital, different floors. John Vesner goes to visit his granddad. He realizes that he hasn't seen his wife for quite some time, as in his grandmother. So he asks the hospital people, can he wheel him downstairs and all the rest of it? So he gets the permission to do that, and he does just that. She now has dementia at this stage. Memories beginning to be erased. She has gone really into herself, unfamiliar surroundings, hasn't spoken in ages. John wheels his grandfather in. He starts stroking her hair, tells her how beautiful she is, and always has been. She immediately recognizes his voice and says, where have you been? As I said, I just thought it was one of the most beautiful songs that I'd ever heard. I want you to listen to the lyrics intently. And I heard Carrie in rehearsals last night on this, and I have to say, it was absolutely gorgeous, and she's just a star. On top of that, there are 2 reasons for that song. Number 1, I was speaking to Des earlier on. Des O'Keefe, his life partner, his great love in life. And he was telling me that Billy often thought of that song as reflecting his love for Des. So it's a very personal thing. And again, thank you for sharing that with us, Des. Number 2, the dementia angle on it, 2-pronged, also affected somebody in Billy's close circle. And that again was another remembrance on that. So we're going to be hearing that quite shortly. We're also going to stay with the Eurovision theme back to 1994. Rock and Roll Kids. I could have asked who won it that year, but 1994, I'll take you out of your misery on that, was another huge favourite of Billy's. And I know we have the lads, David Flynn and Richie Hayes, 2 of Waterford's amazing talents. Again, I had the great privilege to hear them in rehearsals last night. They're just amazing. And Waterford is blessed with the talent that it has, and all their talent tonight, of course, homegrown. So we might just give them a round of applause for their contributions tonight. Billy was a great supporter of local arts, and tonight there's no break from that. So, music maestro, please.
Claire had all but given up when she and Edwin fell in love. She touched his face, she shook her head in disbelief. She sighed and said, in many dreams I've held you near. Now at last you're really here. Where have you been? I've looked for you forever and a day. Where have you been? I'm just not myself when you're away. He asked her for her hand in lights, and she became a salesman's wife. He was home each night by 8, but one stormy evening he was late. Her frightened tears fell to the floor until his key turned in the door. Where have you been? I've looked for you forever and a day. Where have you been? Oh, I'm just not myself when you're away. They never spent a night apart. For 16 years she heard him snore. Now they're in the hospital, in separate rooms on different floors. Claire soon lost her memory, forgot the names of family. She never spoke a word again. Then one day they wheeled him in. He held her hand and stroked her hair, and in a fragile voice she said, where have you been? I've looked for you forever and a day. Where have you been? I'm just not myself when you're away. I'm really not myself when you're away.
remember 62. I was 16, so were you, and we lived next door on the avenue. Jerry Lee was big and Elvis too. Blue jeans and blue suede shoes, and we never knew life held in store. We just wanted to rock and roll forevermore. We were the rock and roll kids. Rock and roll was all we did, and listening to those songs on the radio. I was yours and you were mine, but that was once upon a time. Now we never seem to rock and roll anymore. Johnny's in love with the girl next door, and Mary's down at the record store. They don't wanna be around us no more. Golden oldies, but we hardly speak. Too busy running to a different beat. Hard to understand. We were once like that. How we wish we could find those rock and roll days again. We were the rock and roll kids. Rock and roll was all we did, and listening to those songs on the radio. I was yours and you were mine, that was once upon a time. Now we never seem to rock and roll anymore. I was yours and you were mine. That was once upon a time. Now we never seem to rock and roll. We just never seem to rock and roll anymore.
2 years ago, when we voted yes in the marriage equality referendum, it was a time of immense happiness, joy and relief for Billy. This Bernstein classic will be sung by Gabrielle Cummins and Andrew Holden. It will be followed by Jim Nolan reading a recital of the beautiful W.B. Yeats poem Amongst School Children. Now, Billy really loved this poem because it reminded him of his time as a priest when he used to go visiting the schools in Waterford, and he would always leave Butlerstown School to the last because Father Callan would have a lovely lunch for him, and he really enjoyed that. There's also a Waterford connection to this poem that people might not be aware of. It's believed that W.B. Yeats wrote it after visiting the Mercy Primary School in Waterford City. Thank you.
There's a place for us somewhere Somehow, someday, we'll find a new way of living. We'll find a way of forgiving somewhere. There's a place for us, a time and place for us. Hold my hand and we're halfway there. Hold my hand and I'll take you there. Somehow, someday, somewhere.
Among school children. I walk through the long schoolroom questioning. A kind old nun in a white hood replies. The children learn to cipher and to sing, to study reading books and history, to cut and sew, be neat in everything in the best modern way. The children's eyes in momentary wonder stare upon a 60-year-old smiling public man. I dream of a Lydian body bent above a sinking fire, a tale that she told of a harsh reproof or trivial event that changed some childish day to tragedy. Told, and it seemed that our two natures blent into a sphere from youthful sympathy, or else to alter Plato's parable into the yolk and white of the one shell. And thinking of that fit of grief or rage, I look upon one child or t'other there, and wonder if she stood so at that age. For even daughters of the swan can share something of every paddler's heritage, and had that colour upon cheek or hair, and thereupon my heart is driven wild, she stands before me as a living child. Her present image floats into the mind. Did Quattrocento finger fashion it, hollow of cheek as though it drank the wind and took a mess of shadows for its meat? And I, though never of Lydian kind, had pretty plumage once. Enough of that. Better to smile on all that smile and show there is a comfortable kind of old scarecrow. What youthful mother, a shape upon her lap, honey of generation had betrayed, and that must sleep, shriek, struggle to escape as recollection or the drug decide, would think her son, did she but see that shape with 60 or more winters on its head, a compensation for the pang of his birth or the uncertainty of his setting forth. Both nuns and mothers worship images, but those the candles light are not as those that animate a mother's reveries, but keep a marble or a bronze repose. And yet they too break hearts, O presences that passion, piety, or affection knows, and that all heavenly glory symbolize, O self-born mockers of man's enterprise. Labor is blossoming or dancing where the body is not bruised to pleasure soul, nor beauty born out of its own despair, nor blear-eyed wisdom out of midnight oil. O chestnut tree, great-rooted blossomer, are you the leaf, the blossom, or the bowl? O body swayed to music, O brightening glance, How can we know the dancer from the dance? Thank you.
We're so lucky tonight to have such an array of talent. I know Billy is shining down on us and grinning like a Cheshire cat with the amount of talent here tonight. Isn't it something else? In music, song and verse. Do you know, I have to hand it to him. He had great taste in music, and we got some beautiful music just before the interval, which I'll tell you about in a second. But just in terms of that interval, it will be 15 minutes exactly. They will be setting their watches backstage. We need to keep everything on cue and on time tonight. Just a reminder, all money's racing tonight going to the Holy Ghost Residential Home. Great prizes to be won. We've got Elton John tickets for the Marquee in Cork, another legend. Lyric vouchers, we got a voucher for the Munster as well, so you never know you're lucky on that, but it's a great cause, so I know you will support, and thank you for your support in anticipation of all of that. Now, I did say that he is the man, Billy is the man picking the playlist tonight, so it's really his iPod we're listening to, if you want to call it that. A very fancy one, mind you. And the first song you're going to hear in just a bit is When I Fall in Love, which was the Nat King Cole classic, the man with the velvet voice, as he often referred to him. And our man with the velvet voice, Dermot Keys, will be doing a version of that, and it truly is beautiful. He was a huge Sinatra fan. Anybody who knew Billy knew that. And we're going to be taking a cover of Bewitched, Bothered and Bewildered. Claude Power will be doing that, and again, it's just a beautiful, beautiful setting and intonation in it. He loved the line in that particular song, worship the trousers that cling to him. I wonder why. It was actually banned in the original lyric sheets of the songs. You believe that? But then it was the 1950s. It was, well, pre-MTV days and what have you. But for Billy's purpose, it will be included tonight. I'm well assured on that. So keep an ear out. We're going to stick with Sinatra. We're going to the hazy bars at 3 and 4 a.m. for One for My Baby and One for the Road. And Richie Hayes will be doing a very fine version of that as well. He'll have a little help from Connor Lyons and Chloe Dalton.
In a restless world like this is, love has ended before it's begun, and too many moonlight kisses seem to cool in the warmth of the sun. When I give my heart, it will be you feel that, you feel that way too. It's when I fall in love with you.
He's a fool, and don't I know it? But a fool can have his charms. I'm in love, and don't I show it? Like a babe in arms. Men are not a new sensation. I've done pretty well, I think. But this half-pint imitations put me on the blink. I'm wild again, beguiled again, a simpering, whimpering child again, bewitched, bothered and bewildered am I. Couldn't sleep and wouldn't sleep when love came and told me I shouldn't sleep. Bewitched, bothered and bewildered am I. Lost my heart, but what of it? My mistake, I agree. He can laugh, but I love it. Although the laugh's on me, I'll sing to him, each spring to him, and worship the trousers that cling to him. Bewitched, bothered and bewildered am I. I am wild again, beguiled again, a simpering, whimpering child again, bewitched, bothered and bewildered am I.
It's 2:45. There's no one in the place except you and me. So set 'em up, Joe. I got a little story I think you should know. Drinking, my friend, to the end of a brief episode. Make it one for my baby, one more for the road. routine. Put another nickel in the machine. Feeling so bad, won't you make the music easy and sad? I could tell you a lot, but it's not in a gentleman's code. Make it one for my baby, and one more for the road. You'd never know it, but buddy, I'm a kind of poet, and I've got a lot of things I'd like to say. And when I'm gloomy, won't you listen to me till it's torn away? Well, that's how it goes. Joe, I know you're getting anxious to close. Thanks for the cheese. I hope you didn't mind in your ear. But this torch that I found, it's gotta be drowned, or it soon might explode. Make it one for my baby, and one more for the road. The long, so long, the long and winding road.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're delighted once again to have you here, because if you don't have bums on seats, well, you just don't have a show, regardless of what you have on stage. So thank you again for your support on that. The Holy Ghost Residential Home is the focus of all our fundraising tonight. And can I say, I have been speaking to people backstage and out front of house who are telling me that they have vast experience in this business and in this theatre, and they have never encountered the generosity like they have had for the raffle tonight. So thank you on behalf of Billy for that. Truly amazing and much appreciated. Billy was a huge supporter, of course, of the arts in Waterford, and when the initial idea for all of this was mooted, so many people put their hand in the air straight away without even thinking. Engagements were cancelled just to be here. Now, two people who are some of the first to do exactly that, but through circumstances they just couldn't overtake, they aren't here tonight. And I just want to give special mention to Ray Collins. He's recovering from an operation at the minute, so Ray, we wish him well. A great people here in Waterford stalwart. And Jamie Beamish, his life now very much in the UK. He had every intention of being here tonight, and just again, a set of circumstances, commitments in the UK stopped him from doing that. But again, we're appreciative of his love and thoughts.
Last year, Billy went to see the musical comedy Roast, which was put on in Waterford, and his laughter was heard echoing through this auditorium, and the cast absolutely loved his backstage visits as well, and of course they especially loved the positive plugs he gave it on air. We included Roast in this programme because it's a lighter look at musical comedy in Waterford, musical theatre, and it includes some of Waterford's finest performers. Vicky Graham and Jamie Murphy will sing a song that goes like this, followed by Greta Rochford singing The Diva's Lament. After that, we will have powerful soprano Donna Roach singing Climb Every Mountain. Now, this song was chosen because The Sound of Music was Billy's all-time favourite musical. He absolutely loved everything to do with The Sound of Music. And for Des's 50th, they went to Salzburg, and it's hard to tell which of them enjoyed it more. He also really, really loved the lyrics in the song, Follow Every Rainbow Until You Find Your Dream, and Billy was certainly a man that always followed his dreams.
Once in every show there comes a song like this. It starts off soft and low and ends up with a kiss. Where is the song that goes like this? Where is it? Where?
A sentimental song that casts a magic spell. They all will hum along. We'll overact like hell. For this is our song that goes like this. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Now we can go straight into the middle gate. A bridge that is too far for me.
I'll sing it in your face while we walk the place.
And then we'll change the key. That's very high for me.
And everyone can see we should have stayed in D. For this
Is our song that goes like this. But more,
you're singing far too loud.
really very bad.
You're standing on my toes.
Singing our song that goes like this.
I can't believe there's more.
It's far too long, I'm sure.
That's the trouble with this song. It goes
On and on and on. For this is our song that is too long. Anyway,
Let me sing this till dawn.
you wish that you weren't born.
Let's stop this cat refrain.
Before we go insane, the song always sings like this.
Whatever happened to my part? It was exciting from the start. Now we're halfway through Act 2, and I'd have nothing yet to do. I've been off stage for far too long. It's ages since I've had a song. This is one unhappy diva. The producers have deceived her. There's nothing I can sing from my heart. Whatever happened to my part? I'm sick on my career, always stuck in second gear, up to here with frustrations and with fear. don't know. I'm with a bunch of British lads running round in woolly tights. I might as well go to the pub. They've been out searching for a shrub, off searching for a bush. Well, they can kiss my tush. It seems to me they've really lost the plot. Whatever happened to I call my agent, damn it. Whatever happened to not yours, not yours, but mine.
Donna. Well, music was a massive part of Billy's life, in work and also at home, and he loved discovering new gems, but he also had a few old reliables that he listened to all the time. One of these was Song of Bernadette by Leonard Cohen, and Carrie Crowley will come on stage and sing that. Following that, we'll have another Billy party piece, I Won't Send Roses. This will be sung tonight by Des Manahan and Vicky Graham. From Mac and Mabel, Billy saw a production of this in the West End, but he was adamant that the production he saw at the Waterford Light Opera Festival was better than that. He would also have loved the fact that Vicky tonight will sing the reprise, as he felt that really completed the song. After that, we'll have Songbirds with the Bilberry Goats.
There was a child named Bernadette. I heard her story long ago. She saw the Queen of Heaven once and kept that vision in her soul. No one believed what she had seen. No one believed what she'd heard. That there are sorrows to be healed, and mercy, mercy in this world. We've been around, we fly, we fall. We mostly fall, we mostly run, and every now and then we try to mend the damage that we've done. Tonight, tonight, I just can't rest. I've got this joy here inside my breast. To think that I did not forget that child, that song of Bernadette. So many hearts I find broke like yours and mine, torn by what we've done and can't undo. I just want to hold you. Won't you let me hold you like Bernadette would do? I just want to hold you. Come on, let me hold you like Bernadette would do. Let me go.
Or hold the door. I won't remember which dress you wore. My heart is too much in control. The lack of romance in my soul will turn you naked. So stay awake, kid. Forget my shoulder when you're in need. Forgetting birthdays is guaranteed. And should I love you would be the last to know. I won't send roses, and roses soon you. My pace is frantic, my temper's cross, with words romantic I'm at a loss. I'd be the first one to agree that I'm preoccupied with me, and it's inbred, kid, so keep your head, kid. In me you'll find things like guts and nerve, but not the kind of things that you deserve. So while there's still a fighting chance, just turn and go. I won't send roses, and roses suit you so.
So, who needs roses and stuff like that? So, who wants chocolates? They'd make me fat, and I can get along just fine without a gushing Valentine. And I'll get by, kid, with just the guy, kid. And if he calls me and it's collect, so Walter Raleigh, I won't expect. And though I know I may be left, I wanna live. So who needs roses that didn't come from
Come on, lads, hurry on now. We have a busy day ahead. We'll get this done and then we have the paragliding now at 4 o'clock. Good man, Danny boy. You're moving well today.
I know, girl, I'm flying, I am.
Yeah. It's a pity the rest of them aren't as enthusiastic as you, boy.
What time is the dinner at?
Danny, you just had your dinner 10 minutes ago.
Did I?
Yeah.
You must have been shite if I can't remember. What am I doing here then?
You're here today now for the choir practice for the family day coming up next week.
Choir practice?
Well, Danny boy, you're moving well today.
I know, Bobby, I'm flying, I am, boy. Hey, Bobby, what are you doing here?
I haven't a clue.
I told you, Danny, you're here for the choir practice for the family day coming up next week. Come on, Bobby.
I thought we did that fetching thing.
You did? Well, that was last year, Bobby.
Oh, it couldn't have been last year. 'Cause I don't think I was alive last year.
You were alive, Bobby, and you were great. I remember you were the only fella who could take them high notes, Bobby.
That wasn't high notes. That was pain, girl. I got the gallstones out in me kidneys that week.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, listen, I better go off now and get the rest of them. Sorry, Danny.
Well, Danny. I know, Billy boy, I'm flying, I am.
dying. 69.
We're here for the choir practice. But it's in the right thing.
Choir practice? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Jesus, I couldn't name a song. The mind says, name a song. Come on, Danny boy. You're moving well today.
I know, Johnny. I'm flying by.
Tommy. Tommy, my name is Tommy.
That's what I said, Johnny.
Oh, whatever. Well, lads, what's going on here today? Please, someone tell me where you're for the dinner.
We're here for the dinner.
Oh, great. Are we? No. What are we here for then? Bingo, I think.
We're here for the choir practice.
What choir?
Our choir, apparently.
How come no one told me anything about it?
Where the fella came up with the idea in the first place?
Jeez, I can't remember. I'll be out of my head in here by with all them drugs that given me.
But really, also, it's your fault. You started the second thing.
Yeah, gobshite.
Jesus, just as well I do. Come on
No. Look, just repeat after me.
Me neither.
No, we're warming up the voice. Now try this one.
What song is that, Billy? I can never remember learning that one either.
It's an instrumental,
It's not a song. We're warming up the voices.
I wish someone would warm up the feckin' room. I'm freezing now.
Shut up and play it, will you, boy?
Is there any words to that song?
No!
Well, how would the name in Jesus?
Very good, I tell you something. I need to fight. I can't cope with them.
Patience, I was saying to be Dr. Monty.
Just play the song, they might remember it.
Anyone can see. Nothing really matters. Nothing really matters to me.
What about me? Pick off down and get at me picking sick.
Well, I'm not really too sure how you follow that, but you know, you have to love variety in Waterford. It really is a special talent, there's no doubt about it. Billy loved being part of the theatre scene in Waterford. He loved to sing, he loved to dance, he loved to entertain, he loved to be entertained. And he was in a rather famous production by the Edmund Rice Choral and Musical Society some years ago. Some of you may remember it, a version of My Fair Lady, in which he played the pivotal part of Freddie. Now, he revelled in it. He absolutely revelled. He was wicked nervous before going on any night. He'd be hopping off the walls. But once he was out there, he was just like he was at home. But the after-show party was also a big attraction for Billy. No better man to enjoy a party, let me tell you. And in an effort to enjoy just that, the show was coming to the end of its run. However, Billy was not coming to the end of his run because he tripped on the way into the Metropole Hotel. Now, there's conjuring up a memory. The Metropole Hotel, he broke his arm. Yeah, and they had sold another night of the show, such was the success of it. So Toby Hickey, he was the man to the rescue and did a fine job. Billy recuperated on that. But a great memory. Setting up behind me at the minute, and very shortly we'll have Intonations Choir. Now they're going to do two great Billy standards, two amazing songs, one of which made famous by his beloved Barbra Streisand from Sunset Boulevard, As If We Never Said Goodbye. And the other, Moon River, of course, in Breakfast at Tiffany's, made famous by Andy Williams, another big Billy favourite. Harking back just to My Fair Lady for a second, one of the songs which really followed Billy around and was a huge favourite of his, and if he was asked at a party to do a little bit of a turn, On the Street Where You Live was kind of a go-to song for him. And Andrew Holden is going to do a beautiful version of that very shortly, so just prepare yourself, it's going to be something special. Just before we do, I'd just like to say about the Intonations Choir, how lucky we are to have these guys here. They are fresh from their success at the New Ross Ames Festival, so can we give them a big, come on. They had a wealth of competition, and they came out uno in their category, so well done on that.
feet before. All at once am I several stories high, knowing I'm on the street where you live. Are there lilac trees in the heart of town? Can you hear a lark in any other part of town? Does enchantments pour out of every door? No, it's just on the street where you live. And oh, the towering feeling, just to know somehow you are near. The overpowering feeling that any second you may suddenly appear. People stop and stare, they don't bother me, for there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can be here on the street where you live. And oh, the towering feeling, just to know somehow you are near. The overpowering feeling that any second you may suddenly appear. People stop and stare, they don't bother me, for there's nowhere else on earth that I would rather be. Let the time go by, I won't care if I can't be here on the streets where you
Ladies and gentlemen, we're coming close to the end of what I'm sure you'll agree has been an absolutely magnificent night. Before our last performance, I'd like to call upon MD of WLR, Des Whelan, and Roland McCarthy, Billy's brother, to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary, and thank you, Oliver. Mayor, City and County Manager, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of WR and everybody working at the Broadcast Centre, I'd like to sincerely thank you for supporting our tribute night for Billy McCarthy. I think, as you all well know, Billy was a very special broadcaster, but you know, he was really a very kind and decent person. I had the pleasure of working with Billy for over 35 years, and I knew him since he was 15. And we were great friends, and he was a great guy to work with, and he's missed very much every day up in the Broadcast Centre. When it came to doing something to remember Billy by, it really could only have been hosting an event here in the Theatre Royal. After his partner Des O'Keefe and his family, Billy's great love was Waterford, and particularly this theatre and musical theatre. Hundreds of times over Billy's 35 years in WR, you pass by his office or by the studio, and he'd be singing along at the top of his voice to whatever he happened to be playing at the time. He really did love his music, and that was an everyday thing. Tonight you'd have heard so many of Billy's favourite songs, and we'd have heard them all at Christmas parties and WR dues down through the years. Tonight was a big event to organise. I think the standard was fantastic. Please give a big round of applause. artists and people involved tonight. I just don't want to mention anybody, but there's 113, the guys were telling me, involved in putting on the show tonight. And I really thank you, every one of them, and everybody gave their time and their talent for free, and I really appreciate that. And I think Billy would just adore to be here because he loved everybody up here, with so many of his friends and colleagues tonight. In particular, there was just a small organising committee involved in putting this together very quickly over the last month or so. I really want to extend my thanks to Wayne Brown down here, who did an amazing job on the music. And also the brilliant Michelle Condon, who directed the night. She's here. And of course there was Gabrielle Cummins, who was absolutely fantastic in helping put this together. Mary O'Neill as well. Laura Hughes, who's up there. Sinead Flynn. Also Michael Byrne. Jennifer Long, who produced Billy's show for so many years, was involved. Of course, Des O'Keefe and Ronan there. It was a really great effort and a lovely bunch of people to work with. And thank you for helping put that together. When Billy passed on or died in November, you know, we really wanted to do him proud. And shortly after Billy passed away on the 20th of November, we lost a lovely guy in the radio station, our head of sport, Kevin Casey. Kevin lost his battle with cancer shortly after that, on the 3rd of January. It was a huge blow, and for everybody in WR and for everybody in Beach. It was a very difficult time, I suppose, for everybody, particularly Billy's family and Kevin's family and their friends and their colleagues on the radio station. We got huge support from our listeners and the staff there, and I just want to say that. I'd also like to welcome Marguerite Casey here, who's Kevin's wife. Kevin, just like Billy, is very much in our thoughts every day and in our hearts, Marguerite, and we miss him very much. I just want to get on to just thank a couple of more people. Can I also thank all the sponsors here who supported tonight, all of you who bought tickets, of course. We could have sold the night out 10 times. It sold out in about, I think, 20 minutes. So we're going to broadcast some of the highlights of tonight, the bits we have rights for over the coming weeks. The funds here this evening go to the Holy Ghost House. Billy was a very active member of the Friends of the Holy Ghost, and Bridget Roach, the manager there, asked us to pass on our thanks. So thank you very much. And now on behalf of the McCarthy family, Billy's brother Ronan would just like to say a few words. Thank you.
Thanks, Des. Good evening. As Des said, I'm Ronan. I'm Billy's youngest brother, the quiet, shy, reserved one in the family. And they gave me this gig. Lord Mayor, special guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my mother Kay, sister Celine, brother Declan, Billy's partner Des, sisters and brother-in-law, nieces and nephews, uncles, aunts, cousins, friends and colleagues. Thank you for your support and kindness in joining us this evening at this wonderful night's entertainment in memory of Billy. I think you'll agree that this evening's event is indeed in line with Billy's personality, as each contributor and artist performed with natural ease, professionalism, and may I say so, with a touch of class. The work the WLR team have done over the last few months has been immense and has been much appreciated by our family. On our behalf, I would like to thank Des, Michelle, Wayne, Michael and the whole team, and in particular Laura for her help and assistance to myself and my mother over the last few weeks. This production matches the culture and ethos of WLR as an organisation, which as we all know is a well-established local institution that we should be proud of. This week I've read various definitions of what a broadcaster presenter should be. One actually states that in simple terms it's a person on the radio that relays pertinent information to their audience in a professional and concise way. Now, probably looking down. I don't think Billy would agree with such a description, but he managed to do so over 25 years and yet added so much more to the mix. In my view, a good broadcaster is somebody who has a velvet touch, slick when required, a multitasker, knowledgeable and personable. Their voice should on occasions provide solace, educate and inform, frustrate and annoy. And by God, Billy managed to do that 5 days a week for 27 years. His natural habitat was the radio studio, and when the red tower mic went on, his talents came to the fore. Most of us know that he loved travel, and he introduced his family and friends to the wonders of his surrogate homeland, Italy, to its people, its grand culture, sunshine and fun, something that his siblings, nieces and nephews intend to continue in his honour over the coming years. However, home was always Waterford. I think most of us tonight would agree that Billy's love for this city and county cannot be questioned. He was a proud Waterfordian, not fazed but enthused by the challenges and issues of each listener's life. He loved parochialisms, and the more quintessential the Waterford joke was, the better. The fact is, Billy loved this city and county, its peoples and traditions. Chucks and lime bones, skirts and kidneys, blahs with red lead were culinary equals to any dish experienced in Italy. Billy would often say to me that talking up our city and county was something that didn't come naturally to us, but it did to him. He constantly reminded me of the talents that the region had produced and continues to produce. Just think of it. The current ambassador, the Irish ambassador to the US is Mr. Dan Mulhall, reared just up the road in Lower Yellow Road, a Mount St. student colleague. The last editor of the Irish Times, Kelvin O'Sullivan, is native of Tremor. Brilliant Tony Award-winning actress Anna Manahan, sporting legends John Tracy, Paddy Code, Alfie Haig, Tom Chasey, Mick Flann, Frankie Welch, entertainers such as Val Doonigan and Hal Roach. Billy knew we were and still are up there with the best and never hesitated to tell us. Of course, my brother was firmly aware of the boldface community issues that affect our region, but I think he'd agree it's not something that we should be discussing tonight. Thank you for remembering Billy this evening, and please, in his absence, please continue to strive to make our city one of the country's best places in Ireland to raise and educate our kids, work and enjoy the fruits of our labour. Finally, his biggest fan, our dad, would have been 88 this week. And I know that there's one heck of a sing-song going on tonight on high. Thank you for your time and patience. Enjoy the rest of your evening and up to date show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I've been given the task to say the last few lines of tonight, and in only Waterford theatrical tradition, what better way to finish off the night than to give the last word and the last moment of the night to the man himself, Mr. Billy McCarthy.
You've been listening to Friday's Dash AM. The programme was produced by Jennifer Long and was edited and introduced by myself, Billy McCarthy. As always, our thanks to you for all the ways in which you participate in the programme. And most especially, thanks for listening. It would never be the same without you. Have a lovely weekend, and we hope to have you back with us here, please God, on Monday morning, just after the 10 a.m. news. Till then, slán go fóill.
Wow, what a night here at the Theatre Royal in Waterford. We hope you have enjoyed our sneak peek behind the scenes look at this tribute concert to the one and only Mr. Billy McCarthy. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to catch more stories and news from the night, you can log on to our website, WLRFM.com. Good night.
So a few weeks on from that wonderful night, and here we are about to hand over a cheque for €5,500 to this worthy charity.
We had the privilege of having a really good relative of Billy's in with us, and he was so good to us at all times. He, every time he came to visit, he sang a few songs for the residents. He joined the Friends of the Holy Ghost to help us fundraise. We're a charity-run setting for 60 residents, a supportive care home. So any funds that we get, everything that's raised goes specifically to the Residents' Comfort Fund.
I'm sure you're delighted that there was 5,500 raised from the night.
We can't believe it, and the committee who organised this, we actually didn't have to do anything. We went along on the night, and now we're being presented with a cheque for 5,500, and I cannot thank you enough on behalf of the residents, the relatives, the staff, everybody in the Holy Ghost home.
Can you explain how the funds will be used?
Yeah, mainly it's for, well, it's all for Residents' Comfort Fund, but mainly for social outings and activities for them. We've recently acquired a minibus which we use to take them on trips. We're constantly fundraising because, as I said, we're charity run. So at the moment we're in the process of building 30 ensuite facilities for 30 of the rooms. So the other 30 rooms haven't got them yet. So everything we've got now is going towards improving their quality of life and making their social care as best that we can make it. So activities, days out, day trips, sewing groups, music groups, all of that we like to use. And then if there's any furniture or equipment or facilities that are needed, it's very, very beneficial to us. So this amount of money is just wonderful for us, and we really can't thank you enough. We can't thank WLR, Billy's family, everybody who's involved in this, and the people of Waterford. We are so grateful. It's as I said, it's charity run, and we really do depend on the fundraising efforts, and we're very grateful to the people of Waterford who always support.
And I have no doubt that Billy would be delighted to know that he has contributed still.
Yeah, he was such a valuable member of the Friends of the Holy Ghost. I can remember asking him if he had a bit of time, you know, I know you're very busy, if you wouldn't mind just helping out. Not at all, he said, I'll go on the Friends. And he was invaluable and treasured, and we've lots of special memories of him, and we'll never forget him. It was a privilege to know him.